Ladies and gentlemen, tonight on the internet, we will be we will clearly be able to see which one of us supporting Impact Wrestling is an Impact Wrestling fan and which one of us is an Impact Wrestling cheerleader. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I am an Impact Wrestling fan, but I am not an Impact Wrestling cheerleader. Yeah, there are some people out there who says that, oh, like, oh yeah, I know that, oh yeah, I know that blind dude. Yeah, yeah, he really let me have it. I'm sorry, but that's how I am. No, I'm not sorry. That's how I am. That's how I am. If you can't look, if you're good, I will praise you. I will be your fan. If you are bad, I will critique you. And if you are too soft to handle the critique, get the fuck out of the business. Welcome everyone. This is your boy the Entertainment on the review side. Tan Tiger 01, the Bengal Dragon. Make sure to hit that like button, that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter, Tan Tiger 01, Twitch at Entertainment 1. Follow me on Instagram as well. Hit that bell notification button. This is your Impact Bound for Glory 2018 review. I started watching from 8:16 p.m. But given what I have seen, it wouldn't have mattered if I started watching from 9 p.m. Eastern Time. The opening match. No. First of all, let's talk about the set. First of all, the arena looked like a freaking hole in the ground. If you set up a ladder, you can in the ring, you could actually change a light bulb. Set a 15-foot ladder, you can change light bulb. Speaking of which, wait, let me get to it. Seidel and Page versus Willie Mack and Rich Swann. Okay. Uh, so from what I thought was you got Max a moon drop, moonsault. The faces hit a flapjack bulldog, Page's swanton, Seidel's knee, Seidel's canvas top rope Rana to Rich Swann Hurricane on Page, Page's boot, Page sidekick, Swan stunner. No, sorry. Willie Mack hit a stunner and Seidel hit the swing neckbreaker to Willie Mack. Swan backhand spring cutter. Phoenix splash for 3 count. The match seemed good for an opener. And I've seen some highlights of the match, so it seemed good for an opener. Boy, oh boy. Okay. Let's talk about the camera angle. Why was the Impact Wrestling? Don't do this. Listen, take my feedback very seriously. Okay? Don't do this. Don't point your hard camera to the Titantron with bright colors on the Titantron. Okay? Okay. There's something called contrast. There's something called color contrast. When you have a bright color, when you have a bright colored ring mat and a bright colored background with most of your wrestlers being Caucasian fair skin white color, it sometimes gets very hard to make out who is what they're exactly doing. This is why a lot of times, this is why most wrestling companies, they have their hard camera against a darkened background with an illuminated ring. Do you not get that? Okay, so Willie Mack cuts the promo. And he plugs comda.com and some fans get to sit out front. Man, Willie Mack has a squeaky ass voice, man. Okay. Highlights from a TMZ interview with Johnny Impact High Valkyrie was shown based on the tweets. So I guess they're finding a way to work with this because we got the Austin Aries stuff as well in the Hall of Fame ceremony. So backstage, we get Conan taken out by someone. Conan says it was King, and for Ortiz and Santana to take care of business on their own. Okay. So next, so next, hold on. Eli Drake Open Challenge. Remember the specific rules. You have to be a New Yorker. Okay? And given what we saw later on in the show, okay, he cuts the pre-match promo. He says he look backstage. There are no new faces in the back, and he takes a shot at the Giants. You know, okay. And guess who shows up? Guess. And by the way, wait. Let me get to the end of the video, okay? Let me get to the end of the video. You'll see exactly what I mean. James Ellsworth shows up. Okay. Of all people, James Ellsworth shows up. And he's not from New York. He's from Maryland somewhere. He got fucking nuclear heat from this crowd. With delete chance. And James Ellsworth says he's no New Yorker, but he got kicked out of a basement from a girl, of a girl who lived in Staten Island. Talking about Carmela because he couldn't pay the rent or some shit. And says he says he loves New York. The fans still boo him. And fuck you, Ellsworth Chance. Despite it saying, oh, if you diss New York, like you're dissing me, and like I love New York. No, these fans were not letting Impact have it. These fans were not letting James Ellsworth and Impact Wrestling get away with it. No. So the cheap shot match starts. Drake hits a Samoan drop. So Ellsworth hit a Samoan drop or something. Drake hits a power slam. Ellsworth hits a sidekick, and Drake hits the gravy train for 3 count. So gravy train, the fans chant one more time, another one, so we get a 3 count. See, if Impact expected a good reaction for James Ellsworth, that was a fucking massive epic fail. Oh man, this shit got worse, man. He gets to the mic. He said he expected Hall of Fame material, but not garbage. So Abyss shows up, hits a clothesline and at a black one slam, and he choke slams Abyss through Eli Drake through a table. Sorry. Overall, this was a fail segment. This was a fail segment. So we go backstage next. Mackenzie Mitchell with Tessa Blanchard. Says it's the biggest night of the year, and it's her night. And says Diamonds and Tessa Blanchard's title reign is forever. So we got a knockout title video package next. So next we get the knockout title match. Tessa Blanchard versus Taya Valkyrie. Okay. So highlights of Taya's head scissors, spear. Tessa's codebreaker to Taya from the second rope. Like when Taya was in the second rope, a Taya German suplex, corner cannonball, corner running knees, a superplex to a body scissors submission. Tessa deadlifts her into the corner, German suplex. Taya hits a TKO toss. Tessa hits the cutter. Taya top rope moonsault, armbar, surfboard stomp, crossface, the road to Valhalla. So there's a spot where like Taya was like grabbing onto the ring apron like and bringing that in. like just to get away from Taya Valkyrie. So the referee was delayed, sort of setting the ring apron back into its original position. So there was a bit of protection for Taya Valkyrie there because but there were two counts. So Tessa the buzzsaw gets a 2 count. Okay, wait. Okay, I'll give credit where it's due. The reason that kick out, that buzzsaw kick out, that was at least for me, it was a bit of a moment because moving moving into Bound for Glory, they protected her finisher. Nobody kicked out of the buzzsaw. They protected it very well. So once she hit the buzzsaw and Taya Valkyrie kicked out, it was like a bit of a big deal. So Tessa ends up hitting the flying code breaker from the top rope to Taya Valkyrie for the 3 count. So this was a decent pay-per-view match. I expected a bit more out of this match, but this is a decent pay-per-view match, and I expected more out of Taya Valkyrie as well. Fat ass. So Mackenzie backstage with Moose. So he was wearing some African royalty outfit, as he puts it, and he was flirting with Mackenzie a little bit. Says once he's Eddie Edwards' friend, but he will end Eddie Edwards tonight. His promos got a bit better. So next we get the Eddie Moose video package. So Moose comes out with a bunch of holes, with like 3 holes around him. That was good. So highlights of Moose's shoulder block. Eddie's BK Boston Party. So, okay. Killer Cross attacks Eddie from the crowd and the match is called off. First of all, why is this not a no DQ match? Why is this not a no DQ match? So, so Moose and Cross are ganging up on on Eddie, and Tommy Dreamer comes out. Tommy Dreamer from New York. Why wasn't he accepting Eli Drake's challenge? Why couldn't somebody else come out? No, 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 no. Fuck that. Fuck that. Why couldn't the Eddie Edwards Moose match be a no disqualification match? So at least Eddie Edwards could maneuver around the arena and somehow outsmart Killer Cross and Moose and somehow get somehow get like a roll of victory on Moose or some shit. Why couldn't that happen? So, so Dream, so Dreamer says they're New York and they won't stand for a count-out victory at Bound for Glory. So they ring the bell. Eddie hits a suicide dive. Moose hits a shoulder tackle. Cross Northern Light release suplex. The face hits a double elbow. Moose canvas to top rope drop kick. Eddie inverted atomic drop. Top rope Hurricane Rana. Moose hits the game changer. Moose punt kick. Eddie hits the blue thunder bomb. Uh, Dreamer hits a cutter. Uh, Cross hits the Doomsday Saito. Moose pop up powerbomb. Eddie gets the schoolboy victory. Okay, this was underwhelming. First of all, go back and look at my preview. The way Eddie Edwards and Moose were talking about, beating up each other, like ending each other, because Moose is going after Eddie's wife and shit, kidnapping Eddie's wife and shit. Where were the big spots? Where were the vicious spots? Where was the blood? So Cross attacks Edwards and Moose hits the spear. And they hit a double apron powerbomb on Eddie Edwards. This was still underwhelming. Why was Bound for Glory used to continue storylines, not to end them? So next, Sammy Callahan says he gonna he gonna steal the show. Yeah, yeah, right, yeah, whatever. And says Dave and Jake will take out Lucha Brothers, and he alone will take out Brian Cage. Okay. Next, we get the OVE and Lucha Brothers Cage storyline recap. And then we get the OVE versus Lucha Brothers and Brian Cage match. OVE rules. What are OVE rules? Let's find out. Till this point, we had 4 matches, and overall the show was disappointing. That's what I put down here. So highlights: a Callahan spun kick, Jake's kicks, Penta side kick, Penta sling blades, Jake hanging DET, Cage German suplex, Phoenix back handspring headbutt, crossbody from top rope, uh, a Callahan German suplex, I think, clothesline, Cage's apron powerbomb, Cage Jake soccer kick, Phoenix hits a side kick, countering a suicide dive, Phoenix suicide dive, Cage follow slam to Jake over the top rope, that was pretty good, Cesaroplex, Callahan powerbomb, uh, Lucha Brother side kicks. Okay, my stream stopped for a moment here, and it came back. So the Lucha Brothers hit a double trio of Woe Stomp. Phoenix hits the Air Mexico suicide dive from the ramp. Pentagon Penta Driver. Phoenix dropkick. Sammy clothesline. Cage's clothesline. So there's a spiked Fear Factor with Cage doing the spiking. That was pretty good. Cage's clotheslines. Follow slam to I think 2 people. OVE sidekicks to Callahan hanging neckbreaker. Penta code breaker. Jake went for that intercepting cutter. You know where he slingshots of someone coming off the ropes, and he hits the cutter. That was botched. Callahan hits the cactus drive on Abram. Cage double clothesline. OV hits the all-seeing eye on Cage, and Cage kicked out of 1. So after eating a lot of kicks, Callahan hits the cactus driver on Brian Cage for 3 count. Okay, okay, okay. Listen, listen very carefully. This is not an Impact special episode on Pop TV. This is not a April pay-per-view or January pay-per-view. This is your biggest pay-per-view of the year, as you put it. Where were the weapons? What does OVE rules mean? Tornado tag? 6-man tornado tag. Is that it? They didn't even go to the backstage area to fight. Not one single chair. Now, I want to know what went wrong. What went wrong? Everyone's saying, oh, this is going to be better than Slammiversary. What went wrong? Slammiversary was... wait. Let me get to the end. Okay. Another question. Why did Cage, your X Division champion, take the pinfall and not the Lucha Brothers? Why wasn't that pinfall reserved for someone more like deserving from the X Division? So next, Mackenzie Mitchell was at Austin Aries, and says when he came back, the company was on life support, and he worked day in and day out to save this company. So Johnny walks back, and as is convenient for his schedule, he asked for the title. Says the timing from basically insinuates that the timing for him getting back the title is too fishy. Says Johnny Impact, he doesn't he thinks Johnny's a liar because it's not more important than Boone the Bounty Hunter or Survivor or whatever. It says this is not all about me, and it's not all about you. Johnny, your last name is Impact. How could this not be about you? And says, yeah, so you want to do this? So you know what, Johnny, let's make this a family affair. Like like you had to cheap shop me like that. Let's make the family affair. You bring your wife out. I will bring out. You bring your wife out. I will bring out Killer Cross and Moose. Something tells me, something tells me that the Jericho thing didn't go through and whatnot. So next you get the OGs backstage. Kingston says these kids without Conan will learn a very important lesson from the true streets. Okay, okay, okay. Tonight, okay. So next we get the LX versus OGs video package. Okay, next we get a concrete jungle death match. Okay, very important. Keep in mind, concrete jungle death match. Okay, okay. So, I mean, it started off with a good visual that the ring apron was taken away, the turnbuckles were taken away, the no, the turnbuckle covers were removed, exposing the steel. So some rapper, like, because I don't follow the hip hop industry too much today. Like, but I've heard this song before. They came out and performed for LAX. They could not afford pyros, but they could afford this, you know, whatever. Okay, okay. So that was pretty cool to see, anyways. But King, Eddie Kingston hit a suplex. Ortiz hits a garbage can shot. Hernandez headbutt. King hits a suicide dive. Hernandez border toss to homicide to to the outside. Ortiz hits the Northern Lights. Ooh. Remember, all the plywood is sticking out. So Hernandez hits a pounce or something through a table. Santana hits a topic on Hilo. I think Santana hits a spinning wheel kick, and you could see Santana was sort of gauging up, all the pieces of plywood because they were moving. Like, how could he most safely, like, run across the ring so that like he can jump over the ropes. LAX hit a superplex off the top rope. Oh man, that was a nasty spot. Okay, yeah, okay, I'll give you that. That was a holy shit spot. That was a holy shit spot, man. Listen, anybody who's worked in that ring, taking a normal superplex is not, yeah, it gets you winded, but taking them on the plywood, ooh. So Conan comes out with the slapjack. King was sent through a table, and LAX hit the street super for 3 count. Like, ooh. Once again, okay, 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 okay. Once again. What's the name of this match? Concrete Jungle Death Match. Why is it a concrete jungle death match? And you have no concrete being used. This was a plywood death match. You even got the tables. You did two tables. Plywood death match. Go back to my preview, and believe me, a lot of people thought that this is gonna be it. That it's gonna be a literal fight on the streets. Because we're gonna bring him the streets and yeah, in a ring full of plywood. That's how you put it. That's how you bring the streets. I don't think even a single chair was used. That's how you bring the streets. Disappointing. This was bound for glory. This was supposed to be. I told you, this needed to succeed more than Slammiversary needed to succeed. I want to know what Impact Wrestling Management's thought process is with this one. I really, really want to know. So next we get the Ali and Su Young of deal. So Ali enters the undead realm, finds James Mitchell. James Mitchell says Su Young is holding Kira Hogan in a chapel and says, if you find your soul, do not touch because Ali, your soul stays here. So one bro, so Ali enters the chapel, climbs the stairs. One bridesmaid attacks Ali and gets taken out one kick. So keeps looking. Ali, a another undead bride goes to strangle Ali or whatever, and basically fails. Ellie found her soul, but just stares and walks away, and is reminded. James Mitchell said that do not touch your soul. So she hops over a railing, a balcony railing, it seems like, and then Su Young attacks her with a crowbar or something, and they're in an enclosed cemetery or something. There are like coffins around. So they tries to attack Ali with an axe. Su gets on the mandible claw and makes her unconscious. So Su Young goes to attack Ali, and Ali stabs Su Young in the chest, and Ali then runs and finds Kira in a coffin. Uh, then uh, then basically wakes her up from sleep. That would look like. So they're trying to escape, but they can't escape. Then James Mitchell shows up and says, like, remember what I said about dotting your I's and crossing your T's? He said he reminded that I told you I can get you in. I did not make any promise about getting you out. So there's some people coming to. I think Su Young also coming to attack Ali and Kira. So long behold, Rosemary shows up and attacks Su Young and helps them escape. Rosemary saying that Ali, we are fine. You need to get out of here. So Rosemary stays, and Sue comes back to fight Rosemary. And they add some special effect type of thing. There's like a no smoking symbol type of thing, like floating around or some shit. Then Ali and Sue Young, the Ali and Kira Hogan escape from the coffin. So Kira says they have to stay back and they'll be okay. Sorry, what's her name? Rosemary said she'll be okay, and Ali in a demonic voice says she'll not be okay. At this point, literally I put this down in my notes. What a fucking disappointment of a pay-per-view. Why are you using a pay-per-view to continue storylines, especially your own WrestleMania type of view, to continue storylines and not to end them? Okay, then we got a pay-per-view announcement. Yes, there is going to be a January pay-per-view. It's uh, it's going to be from the Asylum, and it's going to be called Homecoming. January 6, 2019. I did not order the pay-per-view. No, no. I want to see the card first. And I want a guarantee from Impact Wrestling that this will deliver. So Mackenzie Mitchell backstage with Johnny Impact and says says don't blame him because he draws so much attention from the media. He's just doing what anyone would do basically. And says Austin, you say no one works as hard as you. It's not about you. Everyone else works just as hard as you. And calls Aries a short narcissistic asshole. So next we get the main event video package, and then we get the main event. World title match: Johnny Impact versus Austin Aries. Johnny Impact was with Taya Valkyrie, no, with Taya Valkyrie, and Aries was with Moose and Killer Cross. So highlights are Aries guillotine choke. So Johnny Impact. Okay, Austin Aries was coming for Johnny Impact, and here's the thing: the ring was set really close to the guardrail. So Johnny Impact literally did a leapfrog, not like a leap over like with the hands, a leapfrog like he stood up and split and did the splits, one leg on the apron, one leg on the thing, on the guardrail. Austin Aries went under and then hit a split leg and moonsault. Aries hit the axe handle from the top rope to the outside. Aries kick. Johnny springboard corkscrew. Okay, there was a good amount of psychology. There's a good amount of psychology in this match, and that's to be expected with Austin Aries. And this is who I did not want the outcome to. Stupid fucks, man. Like, think Austin Aries is over. Like, is over. Shut the fuck up. Go suck a dick, ho. Okay, Austin Aries was interacting with Taya Valkyrie a lot in this match. Like, Taya Valkyrie was talking a lot of shit to Austin Aries and, like, bothering Austin Aries, basically. So, Aries hits the last chancery. Johnny hits the springboard reverse enziguri. By the way, the commentary was not that good. Was not that good on this show, sorry. Aries second rope Hurricane Rana. Aries hanging neckbreaker to the outside. Johnny hits the flux capacitor. Aries Death Valley driver on the apron in front of Ty Valkyrie. Hits the 450. Johnny sidekicks. Starship Pain for 2 count. Aries roaring elbow. Running shotgun dropkick. Brainbuster for 2 count. Aries hit the last chancery. Okay. And like now Taya Valkyrie's thing was increasing. Well, taunting was increasing. So what did Aries do? Aries out of nowhere hit the heat-seeking missile on Taya Valkyrie. And that was a good heat-seeking missile on Taya Valkyrie. I mean, I literally said like, now that that is some good psychology. Then Johnny Impact got mad, and Johnny Impact started attacking Austin Aries. Hit Aries with the Brainbuster, and hit the Starship Pain for a 3-count win. And your new champion, Johnny Impact. And I was watching, watching. So Johnny Impact beat Aries clean. Okay. Yeah, I'm watching. Yeah, he's cheering with the, he's cheering with the belt. Yeah, his wife got in. He's on the turnbuckle cheering with the belt. I'm watching, and then the show finishes. It wasn't 11 p.m. We had more than 6 minutes left, and the show finishes. No Chris Jericho. Guess who you got as a debut? James Ellsworth. Really? James Ellsworth? This was a lackluster as fuck show. Go back and look at all the hype built around this. Look at all the hype built around this. Impact Wrestling. I'm sorry, but you know what? At least have the decency to at least somehow state that you are sorry. You are sorry that you built up Bound for Glory so much and it failed to deliver to be better than Slammiversary. To be even equal to Slammiversary. I'm sorry, this was worse than Redemption. This was worse than Redemption! At least in Redemption we got Scott Steiner back. We got Tommy Dreamer back. We got Pentagon and Phoenix, and put on a very good main event with Austin Aries. What do you get here? The opening match was pretty good. The knockouts match was decent. The main event was good. But were any one of those Bound for Glory caliber? Or are we just retired to the fact that we just have to settle for Slammiversary being the best wrestling pay-per-view and not Bound for Glory? Because Impact Wrestling are once again following a WWE formula where SummerSlam is the best wrestling pay-per-view that WWE put out, not WrestleMania. WrestleMania is more like for like showboating. I am very disappointed in you, Impact Wrestling. I'm very disappointed in you. Who knows? There are tapings tomorrow. Maybe you'll find out Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks all showed up. I'm still not taking away my score on this one. I'm still not. I'm sticking by my guns on this one because this I'm giving this a rating based on me paying $40 for this. This was not worth $40. This was worth $10. This was a $10 pay-per-view. 3.75. No. Yeah, 4 out of 10. 4 I cannot go. This is as generous as I can be. 4 out of 10. I told you I am an Impact Wrestling fan. I am not an Impact Wrestling cheerleader. I will not cheer everything Impact Wrestling does. This channel is not solely dedicated to covering only the positives of Impact Wrestling and not the negatives. No, that is a very biased channel. And if you show this type of bias, you will automatically, show yourself to be like, someone who does not make objective decisions and does not make objective observations, which basically puts them below people who make objective observations and objective decisions. This is the best I can do. 4 out of 10. Impact Wrestling, you have to win. You have to redeem yourself. Your second redemption is you better be ready for your second redemption. I want to know what happened backstage because something felt off. Something did feel off. The fans were actually pretty good. At least they buried the fuck out of James Ellsworth. So I like that. But still, you got a lot of revelations today, didn't you? You got so much revelation, even like Eli Drake. You're pushing him as a heel. Why haven't you turned Eli Drake face yet? How many lessons will you learn today? Come January, Eli Drake better be a face. Come Homecoming, better be a face. All right, that's it. Let me know what you guys thought about the show, this ass fuck of a show, this garbage show, lackluster as fuck show in the comment section below. It's your boy Dim Stan 1 3 side, the Bengal Dragon signing out. And yes, Impact Wrestling, I want my money back.